Hi there guys, I'm Misty Lee and thank you for joining me for my top 5 productivity tips. When I implemented these, my productivity went way up and my stress level went way down. So I'm super excited to be sharing these tips with you today. Alright, so let's jump right in. Tip number 1, this is to never ever hit the snooze. This is something that I used to do and it was a super bad habit. But what I found out is that it puts your body into what is called sleep inertia. Who knew? Basically, it is where your brain is in a state of grogginess and it's fuzzy. And researchers say that your brain could stay in this state for up to 3-4 hours after you wake up. And it is a sure way to derail your day by hitting that snooze. So ideally, you want to go ahead and set the alarm at the time you're supposed to wake up and then get up. And then of course, ideally is if you didn't need an alarm at all to be able to get up, but that takes a very set schedule for you to be able to get up at the same time every day. So if you're a snooze hitter, stop right now. Really, just set the time that you're supposed to get up and just get up and don't hit the snooze. Okay, so productivity tip number 2. This is to literally start your day on the right side of the bed. And I know probably you've heard this a lot, right? Like, don't start off your day saying, oh, it's gonna suck today. Because with the law of attraction, that is what you're drawing into your life at that point, right? Because it's negative. Like attracts like. So begin your day on a very positive note, being thankful for what you have, saying it's going to be an amazing day today. I've said that in my other videos. Journaling also helps because then you can record everything that you're grateful for. But please, by all means, stay away from that phrase or any phrase like it of like, oh, today is going to just be a really bad day or hectic or stressful, because your thoughts, your language literally creates your reality. I mean, we know this for a fact now. Okay, so productivity tip number 3 is to be productive the first hour of your day. And so this is to completely eliminate things like Facebook, watching the news. Well, watching the news should be permanently in my book. Some disagree, you have to stay in the know, and I realize that, but there's a limit. If you're a news junkie, maybe just scale back considerably, and you should never watch it first thing in the morning, because what is the news? It's mostly negative, right? And then Facebook also sets you up for failure, because before you know it, you get on, you're scrolling through the feeds, and then half an hour has gone by, and oh my gosh, and now I'm running late. Whoa, this isn't good. And so try to start your day in a very productive way by reading and or exercising. That's 98% of the time I do these things first thing in the morning. I will read, journal, and exercise. Oh, and have my coffee, of course. So stimulating your mind or your body is the best way to go, again, within the first hour of your day. Tony Robbins, he's a professional speaker. He has a very radical method. Apparently, he jumps into ice cold water. Haven't done that yet, but who knows? Maybe at some point I will try it. Okay, productivity tip number 4. This is to use what's called the Pomodoro technique. And basically what it is a specific amount of time where you are focused on one task and one task only. Because what happens sometimes is that we'll go from, a task, or we're working on a project that should take an hour, and before we know it, 2 or 3 hours has gone by, and we're like, whoa, what happened? It's because we get interrupted, or we check Facebook or email, or we get on the phone. With the Pomodoro, you set the timer for 25 minutes, and then you get a 5-minute break. You set it for another 25 minutes, and then you get a 5-minute break. After the 4th, you give yourself a 15-minute break and then dive into the next round of Pomodoros. I've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and I've seen a huge change. Basically, I have doubled my productivity and also increased the amount of time. I mean, I have kicked out articles, I have written newsletters, I have made and produced videos in half the amount of time. It's truly, truly incredible. On the surface, it seems like such a simple technique, but it really does take retraining your brain to focus for 25-minute stretches. And with our social media and being like, ooh, squirrel, it's easy to get off track. And if you want to know more about it or have other questions, please leave that in the comments below, and I'd be happy to share more with you. I've shared this technique with some of my clients, and so far I'm hearing good things. All right, and finally, productivity tip number 5. This is to use only one calendaring system whenever possible. And I realize that sometimes this can be challenging because let's say if you have, your work or business email calendaring system like Outlook over here, but then for your personal life you have Gmail. Personally, I'm a Franklin Covey fan, and it's paper-based. At least I love the planning system. And so now I've gotten in the habit that even with my business appointments, I schedule those in my paper planner. I know I'm digital as well, I'm online, but there's just something about seeing my month all at the same time. You have to do what works for you. But one system, whenever possible, because otherwise you're going to be, things are going to be falling through the cracks, you're going to be double booking, and it's going to just make your life way more stressful. Okay, so these top 5 productivity tips have made a huge difference in my life. And I assure you, even if you begin today with implementing 1 or 2, it's going to make a huge difference in your life as well. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, have an amazing day.